price has dropped and settle for the difference and make money on that price drop. So that's the legitimate basis on which these trades came into being, was the gold mines and people who are in gold production activity, and then other big players turning around and saying, well, we don't only want to buy this and make money going up, we can sell it and make money going down. Now, the naked short is obviously the people who aren't producing and that they don't hold any gold at all.
So there's no asset behind their play?
Absolutely none. It's also possible that, you might have a couple of 100-ounce COMEX bars in your bedroom, in which case, and you think that the price is about to go down, so you could actually go out and sell those short now, but you've actually got some gold that if anybody came knocking on your door and demanded it, you've actually got it in your hand, Darryl. So there are some people who have it as an asset, some people producing it, but then the third lot, the naked sellers, they don't have any at all. And on the futures market, it's not only gold. You will find that for pork bellies, for oil, for wheat. It happens all the time now with the derivatives, the exchange-traded futures that people sell short. It's a very common...
Mohammed?
Yes?
That was very well put. And I'd like to just to throw in another 2 cents there, that this is what we were talking to the CFTC about these concentrated positions. First of all, there's nothing wrong with going short as a speculator. The question is, if you're claiming to the CFTC that you're allowed to have concentrated positions because you're hedged, and you're not hedged, it's a fraud.
That's right.
And this is what we're getting into, and this is what this revelation is when we started the show about having 100 times more shorts than are really there. They're just claiming these using what you're talking about, these derivatives, this paper, not real gold, and they're saying they're hedging the futures markets with this other paper derivative. Well, that's not what that's supposed to be all about. If you're claiming that you're a hedger, then you need to own the physical gold to hedge it. And I think that's what's being found out, or what came out of this hearing. It was, actually another bombshell.
That's what I'm getting into right now, Bill. Now, what happened, and what you're saying here, is that they're taking short positions, and there's no way they can settle it. And if there was
exactly right. And even this Jeff Christian he gave us another bombshell. I keep using that word, but he said, well, there's mechanism in place where you can settle in cash. Well, as Adrian Douglas pointed out, if you're settling in cash, you have a default.
That's right.
That's a force majeure. You can't deliver. That's what that term is, force majeure. Speaking of our French connection here, means you can't deliver.
That's right. Now, and basically, so what we've got here, gentlemen, is this marketplace is trying to depress prices by forcing huge numbers of short contracts out into the marketplace with nothing behind them, unhedged, and as a result, they trigger certain mechanisms within the markets to cause a cascading fall in prices, but thereby actually profiting from it because, in fact, their shorts pay them off, even though they didn't have a right to have that position. And you said when someone starts challenging that short and causing a short squeeze, their solution is to issue more shorts. And you said yesterday that they said, oh, well, we have another way of fixing that too. We just add more shorts to it. And the guy said, wait a minute, I have to fix my statement there. And he came back with some other... I listened to
That's exactly right. This Jeff Christian says we hedge our shorts by selling more shorts, and the commissioner, Gary Gensler, said, excuse me, I don't quite understand that. And then it's part of the public record, by the way. That's the beauty of this. He said, oh, I misspoke. And he tried to correct himself. But, I mean, he's gotten himself in so deep in so many ways, he became our star witness.
Well, but Bill, you can tell by open interest how many shorts are being piled on. So I mean, no, there's a paper trail of this doubling up when things are getting out of hand in their direction. That you can see that they double up on shorts and ultimately cause a falling in the price. Now, Mohammed, you were talking about a setup for this recently, and this may not take place now. If this gets a lot of legs, this truth. And the whistle's finally blown, they may not be able to drag this price down again like it looks like they're trying to do, because the last thing this gold cartel can handle is all their shorts going long and having a short squeeze, because there's absolutely no gold out there, and they haven't got the physical to settle these, and I don't think they've got the money in the amounts going on. You want to talk to that, Mohammed?
Well, yes. I mean, as Bill's rightly pointed out, there are occasions in the marketplace where people get caught for whatever reason. So we might sell something short, thinking that we're going to make money, and actually the price goes up. And when the price goes up, we lose money. And if it continues losing money up to the point where the contract completes, and that's known as the maturity of the futures contract, when we hit the maturity date, what the general view is that about 2 or 3 days before maturity, it may be a bit more than that actually, it may be starting 2 weeks and up to 3 days before the maturity of a contract. If you're going to take physical delivery, so we bought contracts on the exchange, we have to notify them that we want to take physical delivery of gold rather than actually settle for differences, that is to settle cash at the end. So you've got this idea that the reason that these people are selling huge amounts of shorts there, far more than we were discussing the gold warehouse, the actual stock of gold, which is in the secure bonded warehouses of COMEX, the amount of shorts that if everybody who'd received them, who bought on the other side said, we want to be delivered, we want to take physical delivery, they all gave notice. I believe that if you compared the open interest at the end of any specific month, say over last year, versus the amount of gold registered held at COMEX, I think that it's at least almost 100-to-1 ratios, which is what Bill was saying, that if people demanded delivery, not only do COMEX not have it, but the gold mines of the world can't produce it. They're talking about trading futures now to a level which is more than gold exists in the world. It's getting to these kind of numbers over a 12-month period. They've traded more contracts than gold physical actually really exists, is known to exist, which means that it's impossible for it to be delivered. And of course that's only one exchange. That doesn't include all the physical delivery which is going out to the jewellery manufacturers, being settled in London and throughout the world, Switzerland, etc. It's just that it's impossible to make the delivery. And we have to then, as Bill's, one of the things that Bill said right at the beginning was that there should be some limits on this, because when there aren't limits, you can come in and sell more gold than exists on planet Earth, and of course the price is going to go through the floor, because nobody can take that kind of a position. Nobody's going to try and buy against that, because it's irrational in the first instance.
Well, and that's exactly what GATA has been claiming, because anybody with physical, Bill, has hoped that they would get a possible appreciation in their held asset, and over time they've seen repeated attacks, and many of these attacks have come the fashion that Mohammed just described, where much of this gold that's being brought into existence is fictitious, or just paper gold and nothing behind it, and as a result, your actual asset has been being decimated by inflationary forces or by so many other forces. So there's been an ongoing, decades-long crime against legitimate investors, and there's people who are in the gold markets regularly trying to speculate in some ways, keeping the markets going. They're being robbed left, right, and center by the same mechanisms. Do you want to give a description here about what GATA's most recent position is? I know that you've got a lot of information on your website. Much of it, it's free to the public to look at, but it's very difficult for a non-financial person to really wrap their brain around, because it's getting more and more complex as time goes on.
Well, yeah, this is about as sophisticated a conversation I've had in 11 years on this thing. But what I'd like to bring to attention of your listeners is that it's a fascinating story in that gold's gone up now 10 years in a row. So,
yes.
Geez, well, how can the shorts be doing their thing? But they do it within the context of that. What is called the gold cartel is they're managing the retreat, never to have too much excitement.
That's
and then when they get the speculators along, in a coordinated effort, which is what makes glue, they attack it and bring the price down. But so you'll say, well, geez, it's going up that much. Yet people say, and not just us, but many other people, it's commonly talked about that if gold had kept pace with inflation, it would be $2,300 an ounce.
That's right.
So it's $1,120 an ounce. That's how much they have hurt other people, and not just investors to make money.